So today I have with me Monique, and Monique is somebody I've kind of watched for a little while, maybe like a year or so, just because of her background. So her background is an opera singer, Grammy-nominated, and she also is a life coach. So let me just make sure that I have this all correctly here. Let's see. So just so people have all of the great details associated with voice coach, helps entrepreneurs, authors, Grammy-nominated opera singer, and certified life coach. So I'm so excited that you're here. So let's just jump right in. So how did you go from opera singer, Grammy-nominated, to then be a life coach?
It's such a good question. I think that there is a story, and I think I was naturally a life coach. Like, that's just how I actually naturally show up in the world. But here's the story. My mother was my voice teacher. And you know that person that believes in you more than you could ever believe in yourself?
Yes.
So not only was she my mother, but she was that kind of mother, that she really supported and loved me and believed in me. And she was my voice teacher. So I'm a Grammy-nominated, award-winning opera singer, and I was traveling the world, living my dream, and there was such a feeling of self-actualization that I was in the world doing what I was born to do and being valued doing it. And one day I got a call. I was in Russia and working, and I got a call that my mom had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It really was
a tough one.
And as you can imagine, I'm an only child. I'm single. I have no kids at the time, and I mean, that's still true. But and so I went home to take care of Mom, and I canceled all the contracts that I had at that time, and it was actually 6 months to the day,
wow,
from her diagnosis when I lost her. And Diana, I lost my identity. I didn't know who I was without her. And I made the decision that I didn't want to sing without her. She was so much a part of my identity as Monique the singer that it just did not make sense to me to continue.
Yeah.
And I spent the better part of 2 years really in grief and stuck and unable to really move. It's like I couldn't find my north anymore. And one day I was watching Netflix, which was the drug of choice for my grief at that time.
Yeah, it's the easiest, accessible, self-soothing tool there is.
Exactly. And I came across Tony Robbins' documentary, I'm Not Your Guru. And two things happened to me as I was watching. The first was that I found out he had a training center where he trained coaches to do what he does, which is a specific kind of coaching and pattern interrupt called strategic intervention. And I so admired his work and how he helped people so quickly. I signed up right away. And then the second thing that happened was I was watching him doing vocal exercises, because I'm sure you know, as many people do, that Tony Robbins went through a time where he really lost his voice, and he could only be on stage for a half an hour to an hour at a time because his voice was just, his vocal cords had turned into like tissue paper. They were in such bad disarray. And so I was watching him do these exercises, and I thought to myself, okay, that's good information, but I have better information. I'm an opera singer trained to sing in theaters that seat 1,000 to 5,000 with no microphone. I know how the voice works. I know how to take care of the voice. What if I get to the next Tony Robbins, the next person with a big message for the world, and I help them take care of their voice, speak according to the laws of nature, and teach them all I know about unleashing that stage presence. And Diana, that got me out of bed, out of grief, and into action, and started my path towards building my business.
So I want to take a second here just for the audience to go over a couple of things, because I think some of the things that you said are really, the audience can really identify with. And one is that we never know when something is going to happen that's going to cause us to do a 180. Absolutely. And I know for me, when my mother had ovarian cancer, and of course wasn't diagnosed until it was stage 3. Mm-hmm. So it was throughout her entire body. And she made it about, I would say probably 9 months, and she was gone.
Yeah.
But there are things that change within you because of that grief and that experience. And it's a crossroads. It's a crossroads for us to decide which fork in the road are we going to take. And in some respects, it's an opportunity to really look at what is it that I want? What is it that I can do? And what is going to really make me sing, so to speak, right? But make your body really happy. So that I find is something that many women in particular are going through, because they have this identity change that happens when they don't have children in the home, or when they might get divorced, or they decide they don't want that job anymore, and how you find your way through that. But you also use the skills that you had learned along the way and to make a change. And it's a big change.
I so appreciate your observations, Diana. It's so true. And most of us, we don't start looking at those things until something tragic or something really big happens in our lives, and who we know ourselves to be is no longer.
Yeah.
And, I call it, a lot of people talk about, it's a new chapter. For me, it was a whole new book. And for a year and a half, I was sitting in front of this first blank page of a whole new book, and I had no idea what was next.
Yeah.
And I love that because I literally did that. I used the tools and expertise that I already had and repurposed it to help a different target market of people, a whole new way of identifying myself. So I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. And when we go through our career, and sometimes you get to a point in your life, at least for me, I went, why did I spend 20 years or 25 years doing that? And now I'm to the point where I'm pulling this stuff together and say, oh, well, I was a clinical pharmacist for 30 years because now I can see how this and this and this and this pull together. But, oh, by the way, the meditation, the dancing and all. And so you look at the opportunity rather than saying, no, I don't want anything to do with that because it was a past, beginning to integrate it into what it is that you're doing. And I did a little experiment, and this is based on some of the stuff that I've heard you talk about. I love this, Diana. I decided that, okay, because I was at first, when I first started doing videos, my first video, I did it. It took me an hour to set up. The video was 4 minutes long, and then I had to go take a nap. And I never watched the video.
Yes, absolutely.
So over the years, it's gotten easier and better, but I ran an experiment. So I did similar content, and one I did in a voice that is different than the other. So I Did one that was more up here, and then I did one that was more here. And similar content, and the amount of people that watched it and stuck with it longer based upon me projecting from my chest and really pulling it down into my body, resonating that sound through my body, was tenfold. I was like, and at that time I didn't have that big an audience. I mean, it was amazing to me. So anyway,
well, thank you for being a case study for what I do. I love it, Diana.
and we really haven't talked to each other, so you had no idea, but so that's why I think what you do is so important. So tell me, are there certain things that you'd like to share with people so that they have a bit of an understanding of how it works? And you talked about Tony Robbins. I've talked about what it meant for me. But are there other things as far as little tidbits or things that people can start to maybe test or play with or figure out a little bit to get them started?
Absolutely. First, let me start by giving you my little formula. I've watched, I call it the magnetic voice formula. I've watched so many of my clients or colleagues. They are in a feverish hunger for information. And so they're for the information that will be like the magic potion for saying the exact right words in the right order that is going to, I guess that's more like an incantation, but that is going to bring them clients. So they go from coach to coach to coach, and nothing's changing.
Yes.
And and why that's important to sort of preface what I'm going to share today with is because most of us in our living in this age of information where we're literally inundated with it, it pulls us outside of ourselves and helps us believe that everybody knows better than we do.
Oh, let's pause there for a second.
Okay.
Because that's a really important point. Because with all of the things with social media, with movies, with everything else, we think we have to be a certain way and we have to say a certain thing. And if it's not true to who we are, it creates conflict.
Absolutely. And inauthenticity, and people don't believe you.
They don't trust you.
It rings false. That know, like, and trust factor is gone. And it makes me, I have so much compassion for that because we all go through that, right? Oh my God, what's happening? Especially when you're staring at that blank page. Somebody help, somebody help.
What I'm doing, I need help.
Exactly. So the formula goes like this. Energy plus voice plus words equal speaking from truth.
Okay, now say that one more time.
Energy plus voice plus words equals speaking from truth. And what I mean by speaking from truth means that you don't have to memorize lines. You don't have to say the right thing, although that's great. But most people are just focusing on words, right? And they're forgetting that their voice is the vehicle for those words. So just as you tested, I adore you a little more for this test, by the way. You said the same words. You said the same words, but you changed your voice.
Yes.
And you found something out that most people don't realize, that how important the voice is. And I'm not just talking about tone of voice. talking about the voice imbued with the energy of you, your life experiences, who you are. You know, so I hear so many speaker coaches say, when you come on stage, you have to come on with energy. Yes, that is true. I agree with that. However, how Monique shows up energized and how Diana shows up energized are two different energies.
Yeah.
And that's as it should be. But if Diana is trying to show up as energized as Monique is, there's a misalignment. So that is the premise that I now want to share with you, my favorite tips that I give, which are the ABCs of magnetism. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this. I'm ready. I got my pen. I got my paper. Let's go.
Okay. So these are my little secrets that I'm sharing with all of you listening today, and please practice them and use them. They will change you. The first concept, A, adjust your thoughts. Most of us, our thinking is on automatic, and some of us don't even realize that we get to direct our thoughts, what we think, and when we think them. And so when you are suddenly conscious of this and you start realizing that your thoughts are sending an energy out into the world that you may not be aware of because they're running on automatic. So you may not even be aware of what you're thinking. So I have 3 thought groups, if you will, that change your vibration immediately, and you can feel the difference immediately. Would you like to know what they are?
Do you really need to ask?
Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, number 1, gratitude. So Diana, just right here, right now, think about something in your life that you're absolutely so grateful for.
Oh, that's easy. Argentine tango.
Okay, now just feel that gratitude and think how happy and excited and grateful you are for this in your life. Do you feel the difference?
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you can see her or not, but if you can't see her, her face just lit up as well. It was not like, boom, the lights are on, but it was an energetic lighting. It's like the lighting changed in the room. Okay, the other thought. So it's one of my favorites, love. Just think about someone that you love and adore, that you love feeling loved by. Yes, and your face just softened into this beautiful, it's like half smile. And I'll let you in on another secret. It's something that I do whenever I speak, wherever I speak. I fill the room with love.
So tell me what you mean by that.
So I tune in, which is what we do when we're thinking a thought of gratitude. It's a way of tuning in, like you tune into a TV station or you tune into the internet. You don't know it's happening, but when you turn on your computer, you're tuning in to the internet, right? Okay, so I'm tuning into gratitude, and that literally starts moving through me and emitting from me by vibration.
And so do you start this before you enter the room or before you even get to the event?
I do it before I get to the event, and then I do it again before I enter the room. And it's just a thought, so it just takes a second, right?
Yeah.
And then for me, what I picture when I fill a room with love is I feel pink, loving light and all the love in my heart just feeling, yes, if you're wearing pink, filling the room and everybody in it. So whenever I step up to speak, I'm stepping into love.
That's awesome.
Yay! And it's easy, right? Okay, number 2, breathe. So breathing is one of, and I don't mean just breathing, I mean that deep belly breathing. Most people don't realize the power of deep belly breathing. In fact, as an opera singer, that act of deep belly breathing is what I use to support my voice. So my voice isn't strident and high and tight. It's low and vibrating from a grounded place within me. The deep belly breathing also activates your diaphragm to lower and release. Most people don't realize the diaphragm is an involuntary muscle. So deep belly breathing releases the diaphragm down and out, and that activates a sense of safety within.
And the thing that I know from studying all of this is there's a whole host of hormones and brain changes and just a cascade of physical things that happen that people don't even realize, but this stuff works. This stuff works.
Again, and I always talk about it as the thing that you do all day, every day that you are not consciously doing, that is your most powerful tool. And 3, yes. And 3, the C of the ABCs of magnetism. This one is one of my favorites. Connect to the power of you. The part of you, connect to the part of you that is divine power. The part of you that is a magnet to those who've been praying for you, who have been searching for you and absolutely need your expertise.
So let's talk a little bit nuts and bolts more on that one, because I think sometimes people they hear it and they say, I want to do it, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I know what she said, I want to do it, but there's almost like a panic mode that people go into. So do you have something easy that people can do that?
Yes, for this particular one, it is, it depends on how you work, how you're set up. If you're a visual, you're going to see pictures. If you are a kinesthetic, you're going to feel it in your body. And if you're an auditory, you're going to actually hear the sound that being connected makes. I know that's a weird thing. There are not a lot of auditories. I'm one. That's how I know. And basically, you're experiencing yourself as a natural magnet, your entire consciousness and body.
That's cool.
Right? I like that. And not just for anything, but a magnet to those people who have been praying for you, waiting for you. And literally just imagine them flowing to you easily and effortlessly and coming to you like a magnet. You don't have to, magnets don't do anything. They just are it.
They exist. Yeah.
So those are the ABCs of magnetism, Diana.
So those are absolutely awesome. There's so much great content here. I'm sure people are going to want to listen to this at least a couple of times because this is so packed with so much information, and it's stuff that you can use for anything and everything in your life. So this has been absolutely amazing. Is there any parting thing that you want to share or say as far as that goes?
Yes, absolutely. First, I have a gift for all of your listeners, Diana, and for you too, if you'd like it.
Absolutely.
I call it the Magnetic Speakers Visibility Kit. And, when I was thinking about what would be my free gift, I like to overgive. So it's not just one downloadable. It's literally an email for the next 10 days with all these tools and exercises that you can do at your leisure and really master piece by piece so that you can access the power and magnetism that you're already rocking around the world with.
Well, and most of us are here because we have a bigger mission.
Oh, yes.
Any tool that helps us get there is amazing. This one in particular is going to, and of course, if you get the emails, you can, read them more than once.
That's right. That's right. And the last thing I want to leave you with is this truth. This is what I know for sure. We are living in a time where the world is in need of strong, authentic, full-throated, full-bodied, wholehearted voices. Please speak your truth whenever you can, because your voice can vibrate the world, and we need you.
Absolutely. Very well said. We need each of you. So I want to thank you very much for being here today. I'm so excited, and I'm gonna be checking out the gifts, that's for sure. But all of them in the show notes. And again, I cannot thank you enough. This has been absolutely fabulous.
What a pleasure, Diana. So happy to work together. And I love that you've been watching me, because I've been watching you too. So this has been a long-awaited divine appointment. Thank you.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's it for this reset. Grab your free gift, your midlife superpower, 5 simple power moves to feel like yourself again. The link is anagelesslife.com/superpower. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
I'm Michelle Abraham, founder of High Vibe Podcast Network, and we're honored to have Diana Devi's show, Midlife Reset, as part of our network family. For more inspiring shows like this one, visit highvibepodcastnetwork.com. And don't forget to grab your free gifts from our hosts in the gift vault. Stay high vibe and keep sharing your life.